Are you ready?
My coach, Barbara H. Smith. Why did I hire her? Because she's the best.
Barbara H. Smith is a powerhouse. She just walks in the room and grabs your attention, and she does that in a way that just makes you feel loved and like she's paying attention to you, she cares about you, and she wants to see you be your best self.
The coaching that I am receiving from Barbara H. Smith gives me confidence.
She was able to dig inside and find a passion that was deep within me.
Barbara's energy is one of the reasons that I had to have her as my coach. I love the way she is real with people.
The reason I felt like I needed a coach was because I have some big goals and I needed to build my confidence. I knew that Barbara could help me do that.
One conversation with Barbara H. Smith and she will be able to tell you what it is you're missing.
I felt that I could trust her.
I would definitely recommend to get coaching from Barbara H. Smith if you feel like you need to level up your confidence. She would just help you feel like bold, like you can take on the world.
She has really shown me who I am. She has changed my mindset to a place that I know that I am more powerful today than I would have ever been if I had never met Barbara Smith.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the Barbara H. Smith Show. What is this show about? This show showcases business owners, small, medium, and large businesses that might not otherwise get a chance to be on a network to show, tell, and help other people know more about them. It's a marketing agent that lets you get exposed on the IBM TV network to over 200 countries, Amazon Fire, and Roku. If you're interested in being one of our guests, please apply at support@thebhsshow.com. I'll give you that again. It's support@thebhsshow.com. We'd love to have you here. Now, I just got back from Nairobi, Kenya, and I'm excited to share with you some of what happened there. While I'm doing that, I'm going to introduce to you my next guest. I'm so excited, grateful, and honored to welcome to the show an entrepreneur with many successful businesses. He is a development coach, and he served our country for 20 years in the United States Air Force. Thank you for your service, sir. He is focused on helping others fulfill their purpose in life, and he teaches you how to unlock the gift you have so that you can live the life you were destined to live. Help me welcome to the show, Mr. Billy Graham Jr.
Oh, how you doing? How you doing?
How are you, sir? I am so honored that you would come to the Barbara H. Smith Show. Welcome. So, we got lots to talk about. First thing, though, I want to ask you is, tell me about some of your experience as in the Air Force, in the 20 years you served in the Air Force. I'd like to know how that came about. How did you get to that point where you wanted to serve your country?
It's funny you say that. So I've always been a person that likes to help other people, but there were points in my life that I was doing what I wanted to do, and they weren't working out. Like everything I wanted to do, something always happened that stopped me from doing it. I never knew what it was, never asked questions. Then one day my dad was like, hey, it's time for you to do something different. And he was like, I got an idea for you. He was like, go try this out. If it doesn't work, leave it. If it does, stay with it. And that was to join the Air Force. Well, first he said, join the military. I went and did some research for myself, and I was like, yeah, certain aspects of the military, I was like, I'm not joining. And it led me to the Air Force. which happened to be the best decision of my life outside of like marrying my wife and having kids. Can't forget that. But joining the Air Force was one of those decisions that helped my family, set my family up. We got to see the world, got to also serve the country, got to meet so many different people from different backgrounds, cultures, just ethnicities, and learn so much about people, which at the time I did not know was helping me foster and build my gift that I didn't know was my gift.
And that's really important for all of us to figure out what is our purpose and what is our passion for our lives. We come here with a purpose, but many of us walk through life for a long time not knowing what our purpose is. What were some of the jobs you did, or some of your assignments, or some of your positions in the Air Force?
So it started in South Carolina. I never in my life thought I would ever go to South Carolina. Knew nothing about South Carolina. Had no idea where. I knew where it was on the map, but they said Charleston. I was like, Charleston, West Virginia. I'm naming all kinds of places except South Carolina. So my first job, I used to download, upload airplanes, passengers, cargo. The person that wonders who cleans the bathrooms and dumps the toilets. I was one of those people. And I did that for about 5.5 years. And that was at Charleston. We got stuck there, and then it transitioned. Like, I got to get another job. We're always deploying. I never saw my family. No problem with that, but I still needed to see my family. So got a new job, and that led me down the path of education and training. Amazing how God works, because I was just trying to find a job where I can be around my family a little bit more. Because at the time, I had deployed so much. My kids were actually 4 and 2. And me and my wife did the math, and based on deployments and getting ready for training for deployments and stuff of that nature, in my eyes, my 4-year-old was actually like 9 months, and my youngest was 2 months. That's how much I saw them based off of all the running around deployments in the early years of their life. So transition to education and training, that took off. I stayed with it, and that was over the time I was traveling the world, going different bases and meeting different people, and that education and training allowed me to learn from those people.
That's amazing. So what I want to talk more about now is, now that you have that training and education background, how did you transition into entrepreneurship?
That's it. All my stories seem to be funny. I promise you, I don't try to be funny on purpose. It's just, you know what they say about God, you try to tell him your plan and watch him laugh. I guess that's why my story always seems funny to me, because it's like I always have to laugh. So I can't lie. I didn't even know I was transitioning. I didn't know what I wanted to be until when I grew up, until like 2 years ago, probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I was just going along like, I'm gonna have an Air Force career, retire, and go find another job. And then along that time, like 2 years ago, somebody came up to me, and they had went through this course. Dr. Reuben West, Black Belt Speakers. They went through this course, and I was teaching the course in Air Force, and they came to me afterwards and was like, hey, I've been watching you. This person had literally just got to the base. He's like, I've just been watching you. It's like the way you teach, the passion, the way the people gravitate. He's like, I've never seen somebody teach a class like that. And then outside of the class, people come to you like needing advice, wanting to talk, how to get ahead. And it's not just military or career-wise, they want personal advice. And it's like, have you ever thought about doing this? And I'm like, nope, me speaking? I'm not getting on the stage in front of anybody. Like, I'm cool in the classroom, but one-on-one maybe, but I'm not getting on the stage in front of nobody. And without my knowing, to the best of my knowledge, I looked up one day and I got a phone call from Dr. Tracy Ward. I know you probably heard these from different stores, but she called and she introduced herself, and she, her and Dr. West have a way of pulling stuff out of you. And she pulled stuff out of me that I did not know I had in me. And then I started looking back, and based off of what they were teaching me, and I was like, well, maybe I'm supposed to be up here. I said, I'm not supposed to be on the stage, but you know how God is. Tell him what you're not going to do. Crack another joke. Laugh again. I'm like, maybe I need to stop telling him what I'm going to do and follow what he wants me to do, what my purpose is.
And that's a wrap right there, because Dr. Tracy Ward will definitely get you. I don't know. I think God just designed her just to get people.
That's
Just,
her purpose.
just you and you and you. And you get one and you get one. So you meet Dr. Ward, which is Dr. West's assistant, and
Hmm.
then you sign up for a black belt speaker training course.
Exactly.
Tell me about what that was like.
So when I signed up, this was at the beginning of the pandemic kicking off, and work was starting to get hectic. Nobody knew what was going on. The pandemic was all over the place, and it was like, it's amazing. Because don't get me wrong, I pray and for everybody. I feel bad for everybody that has suffered during this pandemic. But there were a few of us that God showing His ways. This was His doorway of opening things up. Because again, I told you I was on track. I'm like, military career. I'm gonna go till the wheels fall off. I can do this all day because I loved what I did. That door opened up, and as I got into it, I was like, well, maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. And as I learned more from Dr. Ward and Dr. West, and then I had in my class, because these classes are normally full. In that particular class, it was me and one other brother. He became my brother, Corey Fox. And it was like, this has to be a destiny, because these classes are normally full. Because normally when you tell me something, I go do my research. So I started looking back. I was stalking Facebook pages like, who went through this? Dr. West, Dr. Ward. Okay, who went to the class? I was all on people, Corey Briggs, Roland Manny. I'm on everybody's page because I got to know what I'm getting myself into.
That's
But I
right.
believe that me and Corey were at the right place, the right time. That's where God wanted us to be. And the information that we got, not just for ourselves, but the information to pass to others. Because granted, I'm not a speaker. I know it says international speaker, but you and I know it best. Just a messenger.
That's right.
It's my job to pass the message or relate a message to you based on how I was taught. And Dr. West, Dr. Ward, Corey Briggs, Roland Mallon, everybody that helped us, the whole team in Africa, they just are teaching us, and we're learning off each other how to get the message to the next person. Because the way you say it and I've said it, totally different. You're going to touch somebody, I'm going to touch somebody. And that black belt speaker course that Dr. West, that he put together is awesome. And that's what got me to start operating in my purpose and my gift.
That's amazing. I'm so happy to hear you say that. But let's talk some now about, first of all, let's say thank you to Corey Fox. We want to thank Lene Blizzard, Karina Brown, Tanita Renee Hightowers out there. We want to give shout outs to our families, our friends, the people that support us in the show, as well as whatever we do. And there are so many people who support us and love on us. And we are just humbled and honored by just knowing that you're out there. So we want to say thank you for being there. Thank you for thumbs up from Mike Wilson. Thank you so much, sir, for being out there. And continue watching. We always have great guests on the show. But back to Billy Graham Jr., I want to ask you a question. I know you got some stories about your name being Billy Graham.
So, as usual, it's funny. So, growing up, the first time you meet somebody, they hear Billy Graham. It's always the jokes. The preacher, son, are you related? It's always some joke. They used to come a lot. They kind of slowed down lately. I think it's because I just happen to get bigger than everybody that's telling the jokes. So I think that's why they stopped. But in the beginning, they were all kinds of jokes. Billy Graham, Billy Goat, like whatever you. I think I'm gonna still keep the Billy Goat one. I got something that just popped in my head for that one. And y'all are the first to hear this. That Billy Goat is coming. I just thought of something that popped in my head. Sorry, that's my mind. But I always received the jokes, so I just said, "Why fight it?" I just went along with the jokes. So they're like, "Oh, you related to Billy Graham?" Yep, I am. I got that reverse Michael Jackson. Like instead of getting lighter, I get darker. Like I that's just how it works. Like I'm related to him. I'm Billy Graham Jr. I'm Billy Graham 2.0. Everybody in Africa know I adopted that one too. So you're gonna see more Billy Graham Jr. 2.0. But yeah, I just got reverse vitiligo. I'm just going different color. Instead of getting lighter, I'm going darker.
You are hilarious. So we had Billy and I were in Africa together, in Nairobi, Kenya together. We were a force to be reckoned with in Dr. West's purview. Dr. Reuben and Dr. Robin West and their son Robinson is a team extraordinaire. And we had the blessing to be there with the rest of the family. Key, Veronica Bird, Maxie Bird, Mama West, Mama Rosetta West. We were blessed and fortunate to be a part of the West family. And so we did some amazing things in Kenya. One of the things I want to talk about is the dignitaries that we were exposed to. I'm going to drop some titles instead of names because I can't do the names because I don't want to mess anybody's name up. So I'm going to give Billy Graham Jr. the pleasure of telling you some of the people that we were connected with when we were in Kenya.
So to start off, I'm just going to let you know right now, like when you say dignitaries, some of these titles, because I'm not going to try to say the names either because I do not want to mess this up. But some of the titles, when you equate them to what they are as what we know, it'll blow your mind. Like, for example, when you go meet the chamber president, like the Chamber of Commerce or something like that. So chamber president. So when you think of that, think of like you're sitting in the room with Nancy Pelosi, regardless if you're a fan or not. Like you're in the room with the person that handles the decisions on that level.
Right.
Like when you go, because you think about presidents, we are mayors or whatever however you want to look at it. When you're in the room and you're shaking hands with the 5th mayor of Kenya, think about that. Kenya's been around for a while. You're shaking hands with the 5th mayor. Can you imagine shaking hands with like the 5th president, the 5th vice president? Like you're getting to meet this person and they're giving you their contact information to stay in touch. Or when you start meeting members of parliament. Like I can't speak for everybody else, but I just haven't been to Congress and the Senate and just sat around and had conversations because these are regular individuals. They don't operate like they're superior or better than you.
Absolutely.
They operate like regular individuals. They want the information you have. They're all about passing on information, giving opportunities, not just for Kenyans, but all of Africa, trying to make connections with America. However you want to look at it, you're in the room. Me, a regular old person. I just retired not too long ago. Just now I'm sitting in the room with people that are on levels that I haven't, but I don't foresee it in the near future. I know it's gonna happen, but the near future are just sitting with politicians around America, just having candid conversation.
Yeah. And that's what I want the people on the show to see, that we were blessed, humbled, and honored to be in the room with the likes of people that on our side of the world would equate to the Nancy Pelosi's, the vice presidents of the world. You don't just walk up and shake this person's hand and there's not a whole entourage of Secret Service or whatever. But these people, the Kenyan people, were gracious. Yes. They were kind. They were honored that we were there. And we were like, you honored that we're here, right? So I want you to explain I had some comments on Facebook. I'm not going to mention no name. That were asking questions about the people in Africa being in huts.
In huts?
the real Africans.
No.
Come on, Billy, talk to us.
So,
what was it like?
Let's start from what people obviously think Africa is like. So, around America, we call it the ghetto, the hood. Like, I don't care where you go in life or society, you're gonna find people that are impoverished, not doing as well as others.
That's right.
They just so happen in Africa to refer to it as the slum. I know you see it in the movies and you're like, oh, the slums, I can never live there. Just like, because I'm a product of growing up in the ghetto, the hood, as you can say. When you're living that life, just like we were, you don't know that you're living that life. Like everybody around you, you're doing good, you're eating, you're trying to get better and get ahead of life. So don't think that they're not. Stop watching movies. They're not sitting in huts with sticks blowing out darts with their mouth trying to.
Say it again.
That's not what's happening over there. like I said, we know about homelessness and all that. So get that mind frame out of your mouth. Yes, there's people in Africa struggling, but everybody in Africa is not walking around like a commercial saying for 13 cents a day you can feed this person. Stop thinking that. There are very successful people in Africa. They are very loving and welcome. To be honest, since we're being honest, and y'all know me, I keep it honest, I keep it true.
Keep it real. Keep it 100.
I felt more love. I felt more welcome. I felt more the acceptance in Africa than I do in the United States.
Say it now. And you're a Black man in America.
When I was in Africa, I was amongst other Black men. I wasn't singled out. I wasn't a singularity. Like I was, the best way I can put it is you were home. Like, don't get me wrong. I still love America. I still love everything that we do. I still love what we stand for. I'm just talking about the feeling.
Yes.
When I woke up and walked outside, I didn't have the feeling of like, oh my God, was like, I always pray to get home safe, but it was a different prayer.
Right.
It was a different feeling. I wasn't not saying, don't get it wrong. I'm not saying crime's not there. Crime is everywhere. There's impoverished people everywhere. This is everywhere. There's bad people around the world. Let's just be honest. But the feeling was different.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I know it won't make sense because it's one of those situations where you always hear you gotta be there.
Right.
Until you go, you won't understand.
Here's the thing. You've been around the world. In the Air Force, you have traveled the world.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yes.
You have traveled the world. You have been in other places. You have been in other countries. You have been in other states. Some people haven't been outside their neighborhood.
Exactly.
Their cul-de-sac, their town, their state. And yet, they can make comments like, where's the real Africans at? So what I want you, from a perspective of being a world traveler, to help people understand that where we went and what we saw was, yes, we saw the slums. We went there. But where we were most of the time and most of the places we went, they had tall buildings like Chicago.
Yes.
They had thousands of people walking the street like New York.
Yes.
These people were not wearing loincloth. They had on business suits.
Exactly.
They were investors and business owners. And, they were, I hate to say it, like what we are used to here in the United States. So yes. I want you to really talk to these people, because Barbara can say it, but I want you to really talk to these people about the images. Thank you, Kimberly. The images that we see in the media that are not valid.
So first we gotta get rid of the mental block. I normally call it either the mental block or the three quickest ways to failure is knowledge. And part of that is that you don't know that you don't know what you don't know. So
say that again. I need you to really say that again. I need you to really say that again.
You don't know that you don't know what you don't know. We got it. Let me rephrase it, because we got the people that think Africans are all in huts and everything. So let's say it in a way for certain people that need to hear it. Mind the business that pays you, because you're talking on something that you have no clue about.
Oh, mind the business that pays you. I love that. Say that again. I like that. Say that
again. Mind the business that pays you, because you're talking on something that you have no idea about. So let's start from before we even get to Africa. Like we said, been around the world. I've been to many places. Once you leave America, you can ask my family, you can ask other friends, people that were with me. Like when I was in Europe, people were more inviting in Europe as well. I'm not saying that America is not inviting. I have met wonderful people, lovely people, all races, colors, nationalities, whatever you want to say. It's a feeling. So when you're in Europe, it's like a feeling of vacation. Think about it. When you see on TV, where do you want to go? Paris. Where do you want to go? Italy. Where do you want to go? The United Kingdom. Like, you're always going somewhere and it seems like vacation. When you go to like Asia, what do you think about Asia? You think of shopping. You think of technology. All these people are loving. When you go to Africa, I pray you all make it there one day. If you haven't been, you get the feeling of home. And I'm not talking about just Black people, because it's obviously Africa had multiple cultures, but from what I felt, what the people that I was with felt. I've heard people say the same thing throughout my military career. I know people that have never been to Canada, never been to Japan, never been to Korea, but that's where their heritage was. And when I talk to them about their first time going to these places, being stationed at places that remind them of home, they're like, it felt like I was home. So one key takeaway I want everybody to, you can't tarnish somebody else's feeling because you haven't felt it. So my feeling felt like I did with Africa being at home, the same way somebody might have felt like they're home on vacation whenever they went somewhere. But if you want to understand that feeling of not just home, but a vacation, whatever, you need to not just leave your city, leave your state, leave the community that you know to. That's the biggest hustle move I could ever tell somebody. Leave the environment that you're in order to start seeing the world.
That is amazing. Right now, I want to thank some more people. I want to give some shout outs here. I see Corey Fox out there saying that he was glad he got a connection with you, Brother Graham Jr. And again, Linnea, sorry, I always mess that up. Linnea Blizzard, we call her Lynn. Gloria Henderson is out there. Thank you, Gloria. Kimberly Holiday's in the building. And John McClung Jr. joined us, one of our buddies from the Nairobi Connection. Kimberly says the images some organizations portray with flies in poverty to give us the illusion of a lesser country. And that is a fact, because here's what I learned. You can chime in with me, Billy, if you will. When I looked around, as we traveled through the country, I looked around at the businesses that were there. These were not unfamiliar businesses. No. HP, Oracle, IBM. Why Amazon? Why are all of these companies with U.S. monikers in Africa? Was the question I had for myself. Do you have?
Of course.
An idea of why they're there?
Of course. So we're not going to get all political. We're just going to stay on the surface level. If you're any type of business owner, if you're any type of mogul, money, however you want to put it, let's be honest, money, they say, is the root of all evil, even though I don't believe that. But when
let's quote it right. The love,
she's right. The love of money
is the root of all evil, because money makes the world go round. You got to have it in order. You got to
have money to survive. So when you think about business owners and the whole, let's be honest, one of the biggest concepts of business, not just being successful, not just getting the product to the world, but got to make money, got to pay people. You don't put things in places that cannot profit or make money, or the consumer cannot buy the particular product that you want. Like, for example, if you go to the coast, Florida, go down Texas, California, you're going to see people selling a lot of jet skis. But I promise you, you won't see a jet ski being sold in North Dakota. Why? Because the product won't sell. If you got Canon, if you got Amazon, if you got all these corporations in Africa, it's probably because they're buying the product.
Yeah.
No matter how you look at it, products sell where they're supposed to be.
They're making the product cheaper too. And then they're not actually paying what they would have to pay in the US.
Exactly.
I want to shout out Gloria Cypress, who is out there. She's watching. Thank you so much, Gloria, for being out there. John McClung saying, brother, you talking the truth. And right now it is halftime. I want you to hang in there. We're going to take a brief break. We're going to come back with Billy Graham Jr. right after the break. Don't you go anywhere. Hi, I'm Barbara H. Smith, known as the Masterful Presenter. If you could figure out a universal language, personality code that connects with potential client, how powerful would that be? I empower people to communicate better what they do, what they have, and what they bring to the table. People love to buy. I don't need you to sell it to me. I come in there with an intention, and that's what you're going to do going forward. You're going to go into networking events with intention.
I am here benefiting from the wisdom of Barbara Smith.
She gave so much information on how I can just excel in my business, and I'm taking it to a whole nother level.
I'm learning a lot that I didn't really know about my business.
The information that she's been presenting has been informative and helpful to me.
If you have not been in the presence of Ms. Holmes Smith, you need to make sure you do so. Her workshops are authentic. She comes with such training, and she just graces you with her presence, and she allows you to feel the experience like none other before.
Hey, did you see that commercial?
Yeah, I wanted to go sit in the class. I need some training too.
Well, you know what? One of the things I talked about in that clip was networking. So I want to talk a little bit about what this did for your network ability and going to Nairobi, Kenya.
Networking. So I'm gonna give a disclaimer. I feel like the people I networked with got the small end, because what my network happened to my network and the people that I met that they brought to the table, I was like, man, I'm not bringing enough. I need to step my game up, because I want to be an equal contributor to this relationship. Because the network of people that I've met, oh my goodness gracious, from coaches to developers, movie stars, you know what I'm talking about, to just authors, publishers, like the people that are, and they're all willing to help. And we got this thing that whenever people want to help you, they're like, okay, well, before I help you, it's going to cost you this much.
Right.
That was not the case. The network was a back and forth. It wasn't how much it costs. It's like, well, if you're going to do this, I got to be able to do this for you. It was like wanting to help each other in a way that money could not even. But then it goes back to what we said: the love of money is the root of all. The money's gonna come.
Yeah.
When you're operating and doing what you're supposed to do in your gift, giving back, helping others, money's gonna come. But when you're doing what you love, it's not a price tag on it. And the network is awesome.
John McClung just wrote, "For real, man, we're in the mecca of networking." And so from the person who helped us with our marketing, from the person, Judy MC, from that person to Dr. West exposing us to so many people. Now, if we went, I'm gonna talk about you, universal you, not you, the Billy Graham Jr. you. If you went on this trip and you did not make connections that you could help and who could help you, then shame on you.
Exactly. Because
there was so many people, and people are reaching out to us constantly. Mm-hmm. Am I right?
Exactly.
From the largest, most famous to the what you might think is mediocre, but nobody's life is mediocre. Everybody's passion, purpose, life has a meaning and is connected to us.
Yes.
And so I want you to talk some about some of the fun things that we did while we were on the trip.
The first one that pops out, because we did a lot of fun things. The first one that pops out in my mind is the safari.
Going there, Archie. You going there?
I think my side still hurts from laughing so much on that from that safari. I'm sorry, Tanita Company just popped up. I can't with her. I'm not doing that with her. I'm not doing with her. See, that's more stuff that happened on the trip. You had to be there.
I just got it.
36 hours.
That's an inside joke. We're gonna leave that one alone before we get in trouble. We mess around and get in trouble.
Exactly.
People said it's wonderful.
But no, the safari, that was the most fun. You would think that, let's just be honest, that was not in my nature. You would have told me I would have been in the middle of basically a jungle with all types of animals, from giraffes to rhinos, to whatever you can name. I would have been like, not me. I'm not. I'm not getting in that car. But it turned out to be one of the funnest things we do because everything was fun. But even the working was fun. I don't even know if it's working because
we were working. We were working.
Was it working though?
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was working.
It was fun work though.
It might have seemed like work there to some of the people that was watching us do what we do, but I was having a blast. Like that's far enough. I'm still laughing about some of the stuff we did on that trip.
Well, so we're first of all, we get in this vehicle. It's a Land Rover, and the Land Rover pops up. The top of it pops up. Okay. So that we can stand up and see the animals and stay safe, right? So Dr. West told us before we left the hotel, do not get out of the vehicle. We get to a place where it's a landing and there's all kinds of view that you can see, the mountains and everything, and everybody's getting out of the truck. Cebu.
Us.
No, you got out the truck.
No, I got out the truck on the flat part.
That's what I'm talking about.
Where I can see everything. They started getting out the truck before that.
John McClung. And people get out of the truck. I didn't care if it was on the flat part. I'm not getting out of the truck. Dr. West said, stay in the vehicle. I know how to follow instructions.
Well, I do too, but I knew it was fake. I knew it was fake because Robin got out.
Okay. There's wild animals all around. We just seen giraffe. We just seen zebras. Y'all haven't seen the lions yet. So I'm wondering what lions are. Y'all go ahead and get out the truck. I'm staying in the truck. That's what I'm doing. Me and Kathy staying in the truck. Everybody else left us. You getting out? No, not me. And then the other funny part was us with the rhinos.
Oh, y'all tried to get me hit by the rhino. It was on my side of the truck.
They told us to be quiet near the rhinos because they weigh 1 ton each, and there was like 7 of them. And all they had to do was get aroused, disturbed, distressed, annoyed, and they would bum rush this half-ton vehicle that we were in, and they weigh 1 ton each. And so instead of us being quiet, we were laughing so loud and trying to keep each other quiet. What was wrong with you, Billy? Didn't you know we were supposed to be quiet?
I was trying to be quiet. Y'all kept talking. That's why they say they heard us in the other vehicle. And that's why the vehicle probably left because they didn't want to get hit either.
Listen, it was hilarious. That's right, Kimberly. Stay in the path. That's right. That's right. So back to more serious stuff. What do you think happens as a result of our being in that place? What do you think is going to the results of our being, not only to them, Corey Fox laughing, not only to the exposure that the Kenyan people had to us? What do you think happened, or what can you say happened to you after being in Kenya, in Nairobi, Kenya?
That's what because I was about to turn there because it's like I don't know what happened to them. I know what happened to them. They've told us, they've commented, they've mentioned it, but it might sound crazy, but the biggest thing is they don't realize how much they affected us, especially me. I do my best to try to help people become the best version of themselves.
Right.
So that they can live their best life. But after interacting, speaking, meeting so many different people, they don't realize that they inspire me to want to become even better than the person I am now. They push me without knowing that they're pushing me to be even better. That way, God say the same, they see me again. I want to be even better, so they're even better when they see me out there. I want us all to be great together. And think about it, like I don't care if you're a motivational speaker. Motivational speakers have mentors. They have coaches. I don't care. Think about it. All the greatest athletes, they got coaches. Like somebody has something to make you become better than what you are. And that experience even though they might tell me that I helped them, they don't know how much they helped me.
That's amazing, because I feel the same way, Billy. They have done something to my life. That experience has done something to my life that it's an indelible mark. It'll never go away. So what would you say to people who may not be able to get to Africa? What would you say to them to get the kind of experience or the kind of inspiration, as Kimberly Holiday just so eloquently put? What would you say to them to give them the experience or the inspiration to do more, be more, help more?
Well, for one, I won't say that they can't get anywhere, because I truly believe that you can get wherever you want to be. But the problem that a lot of us have, we're trying to force it. You're trying to knock down doors. You know what they say, like if you can't knock down doors, create your own door. You can't have a seat at the table, build your own table.
That's right.
Well, I believe don't knock down the door. I believe your gifts will open the door.
The gifts will make room for you, right?
They will make room for you. So if you want to go to Africa, keep living in your purpose. Keep operating in your gifts. It's gonna happen. Wherever you send your mind to and focus on, then it's going to happen. If you always focus in negative, what happens? Negative stuff always happens.
That's right.
If you start focusing positive, positive stuff will start happening. If you start believing that it's gonna happen, it is gonna happen, because what's for you is for you, and nobody can stop it from happening because God said it's for you. So you can get to Africa. You can get to wherever you want to go in life. You can get to success or you can get to failure. Last time I checked, when I'm driving down the street, I've never seen somebody that wants to be a failure not be a failure. But I see people that want to have success not be able to obtain success, but it's for their own reason for not having success. We have this thing where we get down and we pray for God. God, I want to be successful. God, I want to be successful. That's not how God operates. God gives you a gift. Then he gives you the knowledge to be creative with the ideas for this gift. And then he takes it a step further. He gives you a work ethic so that you can operate in your purpose, so that your gifts can make you successful.
All right, now you sure you ain't brother Billy Graham's son or something like that? Because you just preached the word right there, bro.
I learned it by watching you.
Linnea Blizzard said, I am there, definitely there. And my girl Tanita Renee Hightower said, yes, I'm a witness. You preaching, bruh. And Corey Fox said, yes, sir. Let's listen. John McClung is saying, just go, just go.
Just go.
Absolutely. This is great word, according to John McClung. We appreciate everybody out there chiming in. Lynn Blizzard, that's the word. Amen. Kimberly Holiday. We appreciate you guys being out there, you ladies and gentlemen being out there and cheering us on as we have this conversation. I am talking today with Billy Graham Jr., Billy Graham 2.0. We know him as in Nairobi. I just met him on this trip to Kenya, and the Kenyan people have embraced us as well as we have embraced each other. We had this thing, John and Renee, Tanita, and so many others that were on the trip, that we connected so well. It was almost as if they were our family before we knew we are family. So Black Business Expo USA is out there asking, what do we see the future of our speaking at events? What do you see the future of your speaking of events? Okay. So what do we see? What do we see?
So for me, I see the best way I can put it is endless opportunities. Because if anybody knows me, I don't pass up opportunities. I don't waste them. That's why I move. The word I use is now, no opportunity wasted. So as long as God gives me.
You slow down and say that again for the people in the back row. They didn't get it.
So I operate with a now mentality. No opportunity wasted. I don't pass up on opportunities. So if you present me with something, God willing, God gives me the breath in my body, the ability to go or be wherever I need to be, I'm going to be there, because I truly believe and it's something along the lines of what Dr. West taught us. I have an angel on with me at all times. And somewhere in the world is somebody else's angel, whether it be down the street, round the corner, 3 states away, or another country. Their angel and my angel are connecting us together because we need each other. So I don't pass up opportunities. So as long as speaking events come, I'm coming. I don't care if it's paid, free. That's not my job. Like I told you earlier, the money will come. God will take care of what it needs to be taken care of. So speaking events, any way that even if it's not speaking, if I can just go along and help coach somebody, whispering somebody here to help them along the way, that's what I'm gonna do. So it doesn't have to be speaking. It could be coaching, mentoring, messenger, whatever it needs to be. I'm gonna be there. No opportunities wasted.
Dr. West says this: we're not special, we're just vessels. And I love that.
I like that.
Listen to this. The Black Business Expo is another opportunity for you to speak. Black Business Expo out there is asking about my new book. What about my new book? We're going to talk about that in just a second. But right now, I want to talk and put a plug in for the Black Business Expo. You're looking for speaking events, John McClung, Tanita Renee Hightower, Billy Graham Jr., all of the Nairobi experience connected folk. There is an opportunity with the Black Business Expo USA. It's coming up August the 23rd to the 29th. And leave that quote up there for John McClung for a second, so I can talk to that real quick. The Black Business Expo is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black America and in the United States. And their mission is to create scholarships up to $5,000 and bring laptops to deserving high school students going to college in our community. The mission is solid. The mission is all about giving back to our community. But the interim, you get $15,000 or more of marketing and advertising help just showing up as a speaker, a mentor, a presenter, and or sponsor of the Black Business Expo. So I implore you, check with me at bhsmith@speakcoachtrain.com or bbxspeakers@gmail.com. bbxspeakers@gmail.com if you're interested in being a speaker, presenter, moderator, which I think you would be great at, Mr. Billy Graham Jr. and John McClung Jr. Be the topic so that you'll be the target. That was one of our statements that Dr. West gave us. I want to thank that wonderful plug for the Black Business Expo to let you know about the Expo. It is phenomenal. What it's done for my business has taken me to all kinds of connections and all kinds of different networking events. Thank you, Kimberly Holiday. Love helping others and sharing information with a comedic twist. And she'd love to be an international speaker. So we need to get you on the Black Business Expo, my sister, so that you can expose your wares to the world. It is being broadcast on IBM TV network, over 200 countries, and definitely a place you want to be if you want your business showcased. So that's my plug for the Black Business Expo USA. Thank you, Dr. Kelly, for giving us this platform. And thank you so much for helping us with this. Black Business Expo USA is his baby. His grandparents started it. His mom started it, and it has grown to 100 speakers. And the goal is to have, I think the number is 8,376. I might be wrong about that. 365 days a year, Black Business Expo people. There he is. Black Business Expo people being on this network to talk about what they do, what they have, what they bring to the table, and why anybody should care. So I present to you Dr. Eric Kelly III, the brainchild behind all of the Black Business Expo USA information. You got a word you want to tell us about, Dr. Kelly?
Yes, I just wanted to pop in and say that you two are phenomenal. You are amazing. The job that you're doing this evening, I've had my board of directors to watch because I wanted them to see the transformation from Africa back to America. And of course, I know you spending some kind of way when you got back to America. Right now, this show here that you have been doing is one of the best shows that we have on the network. And I just want to give you your flowers while you're here. And Billy, I have truly enjoyed the words of wisdom. And we look forward to working not only with you, but with all of the Nairobi team that went to Africa, because our job is to serve. And we want to serve you guys and serve you ladies as you continue to go on your path to greatness. And again, as I always say in my meetings, thank you for your greatness. Thank you for your vigor. And you know what really we want to thank you for is your transparency, a word I do not use, but we want to thank you for your transparency and sharing what you did in Africa. And Barbara, you did what I would have done with the truck. I would not have gotten out of the truck. Not getting out the truck. Not getting out the truck, dude. Not, you know what? You know what? There are animals that you don't see that are smaller than the lion and the giraffe that can really injure you. But now, you know, when you're Superman, you fly through the air.
like Mr. McClung and Mr. Graham, they Superman.
No. When you are a human being, you have to listen to the rules of engagement, because sometimes that little rule will change your life. But guys, I just wanted to smile about it, because I know that had to be the funniest thing that happened, because guess what? If any animal have showed up and you're not in the truck, then what?
Oh God, yes, you're absolutely right about that, Dr. Kelly. All right, so
thank you. And I'm not going to stay on your show for long. I just wanted to come up and say, you know, it's been a blast this evening to watch your transformation. And of course, you're doing something out of it after this show, Barbara. Talk a little bit about that before you get out of here. And definitely, I did get your book. I have the book. And I want my listeners and I want everybody on the IBM network to understand, let's sow into the people who sow into us, because when you sit back and understand the preparation and the power and what you're giving to people each and every day, we need to take advantage of it. And the NOW is real. Hey, Billy, I'm waiting for the T-shirt with NOW on it. The T-shirt with NOW.
Hey, you're getting ahead of it. I got you.
Hey, look.
I got more than just that.
You got to understand, I am a marketing genius. So, you know, when people say things, I be thinking about it. Where's the T-shirt? Where's the cup? Where's the cap?
He's not even showing you the rest of his business. Show him your shirt. You're showing the shirt you got on.
Where is the seminar and the workshop? Yes, indeed. That is awesome. That is awesome. And Billy, we looking forward to your television show on our network, but you got to talk to Barbara H. Smith. Thank you, guys, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Dr. Kelly. So, okay, so he was obviously cracking up about our safari story. Let's move on from there. Here is, right down below, is the BBX speakers at gmail.com. If you're interested, I saw Michael Campbell out there is interested. Kimberly Holiday, if you're interested, there's the address for checking in with BBX speakers to find out how you get connected to the Expo as a speaker. We do ask, just I'm being transparent now, that you contribute to our students. That investment actually is a donation of $300 to the students in order for them to get their laptops and their scholarships. So that's one of the things that we do ask. I'm not going to, sugarcoat it. We do ask for that because that's part of your helping us raise money for the students. And understanding with that investment, that donation, you are getting more than $15,000 worth of marketing and advertising that you could not get anywhere else except the Black Business Network. And let me tell you how it's helped me real quick before we get off the stage. When I started with them in February, them being the Black Business Expo USA, I didn't really understand the value. So I got to be honest, I didn't step up. I didn't use what I had in front of me. Well, by the time I got to the June Expo, I understood that even if I connected with only the speakers, the list of speakers, there were 100 different contacts. We're not talking about just Joe Schmo. We're talking about business owners. What about business to business transactions? 100 of them, and you have their lists? What about that? So I started connecting with the people on the network, just that. And then I started connecting with the marketing agencies. And then I started connecting with other people who were connected to other people who were connected to other people. And before I knew it, my network was exploding. And then I had the opportunity to write a book. Yes, the book is here. The book is out. Speak, Coach, Train. Discover your passion, strategies. It's on Amazon. Just go to Amazon, type in Barbara H. Smith and get the book there. But the person I met, Jermaine Moody, is a multi-millionaire getting ready to be billionaire, and he wanted my book so that he could promote it. How would I have gotten that connection? I got that connection through the Black Business Expo USA. So I'm telling you, this network of people, how about business owners connecting other business owners? Get it done. Get it done. Brother Billy Graham, any outtakes for us?
Outtakes. Okay. I got one for you. I want everybody to think real hard about this and put it into your everyday practice. I want you to stop just going to God and praying that the blessings come down in abundance, because it's not going to happen, because many of us, our actions don't say we're even operating in abundance. So you start operating in abundance, then those blessings you pray for, they'll start coming down in abundance.
Ooh, you sure you ain't Billy Graham's son?
2.0.
Well, we know what time it is. You know what time it is? It's time for you to step into your greatness, because the world is waiting for you. With that, I'm going to say thank you so much, Billy Graham Jr., for being on the show today. We have had a blast. We have had a blast. I thank you so much, John McClung, for hanging out there. I know you have a show coming up in another couple minutes. I'm not going to be able to hang out with you because at 9:15 p.m., I do a VIP speaker class right on Zoom. It is on Zoom. bit.ly. Could you type that in for me, Mark Lee? bit.ly/VIP speaker PM. It's VIP capital, speaker lowercase, PM uppercase. If you click that link, you'll come right into our session. And we are talking about some very powerful strategies to bring up your communications. We love you here at the IBM TV network. We love you here at the Barbara H. Smith Show. We thank you so much, Billy Graham Jr. Thank you, Mark Lee. Thank you, Dr. Eric Kelly, Dr. Ruben West, and Dr. Robin West. We thank you for giving us an experience of a lifetime. And we're going to see you next time, next week, right here, same bat station, same bat channel, IBM TV network. Barbara H. Smith, and we are out of here. Thank you guys for being here with me. Thank you so much, Billy. Hang around, Billy. I want to talk to you one more time before we bounce out. Again, it has been my pleasure. It has been my joy. It has been my honor to host the show. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight on the Barbara H. Smith Show. Looking forward to seeing you next week, and I'll see you on the other side.